My husband woke up thinking he was 24 and called me a stranger, so he tried to end our marriage. 3 months ago, I woke up to my husband screaming. Not a normal shout, but a guttural sound. He was sitting upright, shaking, staring at me like I was a stranger. He yelled, "Who are you? What are you doing in my bed?" I said his name and reached for his arm. He shoved me off the mattress and I hit the floor. He backed away and kept yelling, "Where's Juliet? Where's Juliet?" I'd never heard that name, and he looked terrified of me, so I called 911. At the hospital, they ran scans and blood work. A doctor said they saw signs of a concussion from about 2 weeks earlier. It turned out he'd had a minor car accident in a parking garage, hit his head on the steering wheel, and never told me. The doctor said the head injury likely triggered dissociative amnesia, and that he honestly believed he was 24 again, still in college. 5 days later, they discharged him. His mom drove him to our house, and he stared at it like it belonged to someone else. He walked through every room, staring at our photos like they were fake. He refused to sleep in our bed and took the couch. That first week was awful. He watched me like I might hurt him. If I tried to hand him coffee, he jerked away. He kept asking what year it was, and why his phone looked wrong. He picked up our wedding photo and said, "This isn't real." I showed him the ring on his hand, and he yanked it off like it burned. One night, he demanded to know where his dorm was, then got quiet and locked himself in the bathroom. His mom kept telling me to be patient, but he only trusted her. When she left, he'd pace the hallway and check the front door like he was planning to run. I tried to talk about our life in simple facts, like our address and our jobs, but he'd cut me off and say I was making it up. At night, I'd hear his laptop click on, and I'd find him searching Juliet's name again and again. One night, I walked in and saw her face on the screen. After he fell asleep, I looked her up myself. She was real, married, with 2 kids in Portland. The next morning, I asked, "Who is Juliet?" He got defensive fast and said she was the love of his life. He said he never should have let me convince him to transfer schools, because if he stayed, he'd still be with her. My chest tightened because I never convinced him. He transferred because he told me he wanted a future with me. I tried to remind him of our wedding and our life, but he kept shaking his head like I was lying. 2 weeks later, he moved in with his brother. He stuffed clothes into garbage bags and left without a goodbye. His brother called, apologizing, saying he didn't know what to do. 3 weeks after that, divorce papers arrived by mail. His lawyer kept repeating the same line. The amnesia meant he wasn't mentally competent when we got married. They wrote like our 8 years together were a mistake that should be erased. My mom flew in from Ohio and found me crying on the bathroom floor. She made me eat, then made me call a lawyer. My lawyer said amnesia doesn't erase legal obligations and we could fight it, but I didn't want to trap someone who looked at me like an enemy. I agreed to one thing before anything moved forward. One therapy session. He showed up late, wearing a college hoodie like it was armor. He sat as far from me as possible and wouldn't meet my eyes. The therapist, Dr. Hartman, asked him to talk about Juliet. His whole face changed. He smiled and described her like she was perfect. He said she understood him, that nobody else compared. Then Dr. Hartman asked, "Tell me about your first date with Juliet." He paused and said it was nice. She asked where they went. He couldn't say. She asked about their first kiss, a fight, a trip, anything specific. Nothing. Just big feelings and no details. The room went quiet. Dr. Hartman looked at him and said, "I don't think you forgot the last 8 years. I think you've wanted to leave for years, and this lets you do it without feeling guilty." My husband's face went pale. He stood up, the chair scraped, and he walked out and slammed the door. After that, he stopped answering me. But the legal papers kept coming, each one more aggressive. Then his lawyer demanded I pay him spousal support because his condition made him unable to work. I stared at that line because he was still going to his job. Last week, my phone buzzed with an Instagram notification. He'd posted a photo at a bar, arm around a smiling blonde woman. The caption said, "New beginnings." I forwarded it to my lawyer and said, "We're done playing nice. Now people are saying I'm cruel for fighting him. Am I really wrong?"